The name John is one of the oldest, most widespread, and historically significant names in the world. Its roots can be traced back to ancient times, carrying both religious and cultural importance across different civilizations. The name originates from the Hebrew word Yohanan or Yehohanan, meaning God is gracious or gift of God. From Hebrew, it entered Greek as Ioannes and later Latin as Johannes, before spreading widely into European languages. The prominence of the name began in the biblical era. Two of the most influential figures in Christian tradition bore this name, John the Baptist and John the Apostle. John the Baptist, known for baptizing Jesus in the River Jordan, symbolized purity and preparation for divine revelation. Meanwhile, John the Apostle, also called John the Evangelist, was one of Jesus' closest disciples and traditionally credited as the author of the Gospel of John, 3 epistles, and the Book of Revelation. Because of these strong associations, the name John became deeply revered in Christian communities, leading to its widespread adoption after the spread of Christianity throughout Europe. During the Middle Ages, John was one of the most popular names among kings, saints and leaders. Several popes bore the name John, such as Pope John Paul II, who is remembered as one of the most influential religious figures of the 20th century. In England, the name gained royal importance with King John, 1166–1216. Although his reign was marked by controversy, he was forced to sign the Magna Carta in 1215, which limited the powers of the monarchy and laid the foundation for modern democracy. Despite his troubled legacy, the name remained popular among English nobility and commoners alike. In literature and culture, the name John has often been used to represent the everyman. In English, expressions like John Doe became a generic term for an unidentified man, while Johnny was often used affectionately or to denote the common soldier, as in Johnny Reb or Johnny Appleseed. The American folk hero, Johnny Appleseed John Chapman, became legendary for spreading apple orchards across the frontier, embodying generosity and pioneer spirit. Throughout history, countless influential figures carried the name John. For example, John Locke, the 17th century English philosopher, contributed to modern concepts of liberty and government. John F. Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States, inspired millions with his leadership during the Cold War and his vision for progress. Writers such as John Milton, author of Paradise Lost, and John Steinbeck, Nobel Prize-winning novelist of The Grapes of Wrath, left lasting marks on literature. Today, John remains one of the most enduring names across the globe. While its popularity has shifted in modern naming trends, its timeless meaning, religious heritage, and historical associations ensure its continued relevance. The name John is one of the most enduring and widely used names in human history, with deep roots in religion, culture, and language. Its origin can be traced back to the ancient Hebrew name Yochanan, meaning Yahweh is gracious or God has shown favor. This spiritual meaning gave the name profound importance among Jewish communities. When translated into Greek, the name became Ioannes, and later into Latin as Johannes, before spreading across Europe in various forms such as John, Jean, Juan, Giovanni, and Jan. In the biblical tradition, John holds a central role. Two major figures carry the name: John the Baptist, who prepared the way for Jesus Christ and baptized him in the River Jordan, and John the Apostle, one of Jesus' closest disciples, believed to be the author of the Gospel of John, the Epistles of John, and the Book of Revelation. These associations cemented the name's importance in Christianity, making it one of the most revered names in Christian history. As Christianity spread through Europe during the Middle Ages, the name John became exceedingly popular. Kings, popes, and saints carried the name, giving it prestige and recognition. For example, King John of England, 1166–1216, although remembered controversially for signing the Magna Carta, left a historical mark. The name was also borne by many popes, with over 20 popes named John, including Pope John Paul II, one of the most influential leaders of the 20th century. During medieval times, John became the most common male name in England and much of Europe. It was so widespread that John was often used to represent an everyman figure. Expressions like John Doe, in legal contexts, or John Smith, as a generic placeholder reflect this legacy. The name also traveled globally with the spread of European culture, colonization, and Christianity. In Spain, it became Juan. In France, Jean. In Italy, Giovanni. In Germany, Johann. And in Slavic regions, Ivan. Each version carried the same root meaning but developed distinct cultural flavors. This adaptability is one of the reasons John has remained relevant across centuries and continents. In American history, John has been one of the most common given names. Figures such as John Adams and John Quincy Adams, both US presidents, as well as John F. Kennedy, whose leadership during the Cold War left a lasting legacy, highlight its prominence in politics. In literature, writers like John Milton and John Steinbeck gave the name intellectual weight, while in music, John Lennon of the Beatles made it iconic in popular culture. Even in the modern era, John continues to be timeless. Though trends in naming have shifted toward more unique or creative names, John remains a classic choice, symbolizing tradition, strength, and humility. Its variations are still widely used worldwide, making it one of the most recognized personal names in history.